stacker arcade game. For most people, it's evil. But if you know how it works, it's pretty much like stealing. I mean, you're pretty much getting free stuff. Well, not free for $1 or $2. But, I posted that video of me winning Stacker, and I've been getting a lot of people asking me, how do you win, how do you win, how do you win, how do you win, I always lose, how do you win, I'm always getting the last one, then I lose, how do you win? Okay, well, this video, I'm going to explain how Stacker works, I'm going to give you some tips, I'm going to tell you what I do to win. Hopefully it can help you guys out a little bit. Okay, so what's the idea of Stacker? Well, on the game itself, well, you know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to find a YouTube video to demonstrate. Stacker Arcade. I know one that was posted recently. Here we go. Okay, let's wait for this to load here. Okay, so the idea of Stacker the arcade game, and by the way, I take absolutely no credit for this video. Full credit for this video goes to YouTube user, once it focuses, GBSCMS. This video is not mine at all. Okay, so this is how Stacker works. You've got the rows of blocks automatically moving back and forth. The controls for the game are simply based on one button. That one button stops the blocks from moving. You need to stop the blocks on top of one another to progressively stack them and stack them and stack them until you get to the very top line, major prize. See, about halfway up you've got minor prize. If you choose to stop there, you can get a small prize. It's usually like candy or something like that. It's usually worth way less than $1. Now, if you choose to go past minor prize, you're risking it all for the major prize, which major prizes are usually something like an Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii, GPS navigation, digital camera, really good stuff. So, how do you get to the major prize? Well, first of all, you need hand-eye coordination. If you don't have hand-eye coordination, you might just want to go in a retail store and buy this stuff. But you can see automatically, you start off with 3 blocks, and then as you get further in the game, it automatically drops it down to 2 blocks. And as long as you still have 1 block in the game, you're good. And see, look, eventually it'll even bring you down to 1. And, yeah, there you go. Now, how do you get to the major prize? Well, let's see, how can I put this? Stacker is rigged. Well, of course it's rigged, they gotta make money. But, how do you know if it's rigged or not? Let me show you. Let's see if I can find a good video. See, if the game Stacker does not have enough money in it, it's not going to let anybody win. The wins can be set anywhere from 1 out of 20 to 1 out of 3,200. Now, straight from the manufacturer, they can only be set as high as 1 in 800. But the person who owns the game can buy upgrades from the manufacturer to allow the game to be set to 1 in 1,600 or 1 in 3,200 if you really want to be a jerk. Let me show you how you could tell if it's rigged or not. Let's see here. I need to find a good example. This is yet another video by the exact same user. I take absolutely no credit for this video. Once it loads. See, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to look on YouTube for a good example of what an arcade game, what a Stacker game looks like when you lose because it doesn't have enough money in it. See, if it doesn't have enough money in it and you're playing, if you're stacking up the blocks and you see it, it's really hard to explain. I need to find a video that does it. If it loads, it's going to appear like it bounced off really quick because the game knows that you just won, but the Stacker machine's saying, oh wait, no, there's not enough money in it yet, so I'm going to make him lose, just like that. And I know it sounds really, it really makes them look like jerks, but again, that's the only way you can make money off the game, is to have losses every now and then. So let's watch this video. Let's see if we can witness the block bouncing off. It never happens anywhere under the minor prize line. Okay, so he's going. Okay. Let me turn up the volume. Okay. So he's going past the minor prize. Okay, he's gotten this line. Now on the next line, listen to when he presses the button and where the block stops. You could tell it bounced right off. It's trying to act like he didn't make it, you know, stacking it on top, but I could tell he really did. Alright, ready? Watch. Okay, you can hear the button click when it's stacked properly, but if you watch that really close, you could tell the game purposely bounced it off to make it look like he lost. Yeah, I could definitely see that when I watch it. So, of course, how are you going to practice without putting $1 in every time? Well, the wonders of Google have found this game. It's quite popular for practicing Stacker. It's called Buildy Blocks. Now, first of all, it's nothing like Stacker when it comes to exactly how it works. It's the same concept, but it controls very differently from the game in terms of how the blocks stop and how it feels to play it. You'll see what I mean if you play Stacker and then you play this. But I'm not saying don't try this. This is good practice, yes, but don't rely on it because it's not exactly like Stacker. I'm going to see how I do. Yeah, see, it's got a bad, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got bad response. You can press the button and it doesn't stop the blocks from moving until way after you press the button. It's very, you know, you could practice on it a little bit, but I wouldn't rely on it 100%. Yeah, I definitely had that. So I wouldn't rely on that totally. So, this is an unscripted video, so I'm trying to think of what else to say. I mentioned how it was rigged. You know, all I can mention is if you find a Stacker game, at the most, put in $1 or $2. That's about it. Because if you play it and you can tell that it really did bounce off, you know what I mean when I said bounces off, then you know it doesn't have enough money in it. But if you visit a Stacker game often, you can eventually find out how often it pays out a prize, like once a month or something like that, and you can eventually claim your prize. This is my YouTube video, this one is mine, of me getting a PSP out of it. The Stacker game I work right by. See, I work in the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York, and I work at Radio Shack like 2 stores away, so it's convenient. This Stacker game, when the mall's busy, it puts out a prize about once a month. Other than that, it usually is about every month and a half, and that's why I've won 6 prizes out of there, because I'm often coming back to it and I know how often it churns out a prize. And, you know, find a Stacker game that's local near you. Keep an eye on it. Don't put in more than $2 or $3 at a time. You know, if you can tell it's rigged, if you play it and you can tell that it bounced off, you know, you gotta walk away because you're not gonna win anything. The chances of that next play being the winner is very, very, very slim. So that's about all I can say about Stacker. Just make sure you've got the hand-eye coordination, practice with the game online, but don't rely on it, and just be able to tell if it's rigged or not. That's really all I can say. Now, something I wanted to talk about, actually, I wasn't really expecting to talk about this, was there's another arcade game called Flamin' Finger. Let me show you what I mean here. Let's go on Wikipedia. Flamin' Finger. Okay, let's go to Namco's official website. Alright, this is Flamin' Finger here. Where the idea is that this screen right here is a touchscreen, and you have to literally move your finger throughout the maze before time runs out. Now the idea is, it's a fairly large maze, and depending on the size, the maze setup is random. You have somewhere between like 10 and 15 seconds to get to the end. And there are different variations of Flamin' Finger, like if you're in somewhere like Chuck E. Cheese or something like that, the jackpot's going to be tickets. But my local arcade has one like this, where you've got these lock boxes on each side, and if you get to the end of the maze, you get to pick one to unlock, and you get to open the door and grab the prize out of there, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, the one I work by, the one that I go to malfunctions a lot, and I always have to call someone who works there as a witness to me winning because the door never unlocks. But anyway, I went there last week, and I actually won $50 worth of tokens out of Flamin' Finger for the Namco arcade. Now yesterday I went back again, and I won another $50 worth of tokens. So, the idea of Flamin' Finger, first of all, the #1 cheat use your shirt. Don't use your bare finger, because the screen has a lot of, I don't know if I want to use friction, but, you know, it feels like a normal computer monitor where it's hard to move it because your fingers stick into the screen. Put your thumb or something in, like, your shirt, and then play it through your shirt, if you know what I mean. Because your shirt glides right across the touchscreen, and it recognizes your finger just fine. Also, the bigger the maze, the better. Like I said, the maze is randomly generated. So if you get a randomly generated small maze that only gives you like 9 or 10 seconds, it's going to be very hard to win, even if you are fast at it. But if you're given a random maze that's like 17 seconds, because that's where I won my second batch of tokens, if you get a big maze that gives you like 17 seconds, see, you're going to have more time by the time you get to the end, because here's the thing. To the extent of my knowledge, I don't know if Flamin' Finger is rigged or not. See, they do put a message on the game that the closer you get to the end of the maze, the faster the timer's going to tick down. See, when you're still at the beginning, it's only going to tick away at normal speed, like normal seconds. But when you're getting to the end up here in the corner, it's going to start ticking down really, really fast. Now, if you're fast at Flamin' Finger, the bigger the maze, the better, because the more time you're going to have left over when you get to the end, and better chance of you claiming a prize. And that's about all I can say. This video, I realize it's not like my usual ones, but I'm hoping this can help some of you claim some prizes of your own. Like I said, I've gotten 6 prizes out of Stacker and $100 worth of tokens out of 2 wins on Flamin' Finger. So, just visit them often, practice, and, you know, that's about all I can say. Thanks a lot for watching.